Right. So, welcome to the lecture number 14. So, in this lecture, we will study about the mesh analysis. And first, let us see what is mesh analysis exactly. We seen previously the mesh definition. So, mesh represents it is a closed path. It is a closed path which is formed which is formed formed with with branches or branches circuit branches branches in which in which in which no internal internal loops exists generally. So we seen previously loop is a closed path which forms with the circuit branches, so that may or may not have internal loops, whereas meshes does not have any internal loops. Basically, this mesh can also be called as a loop. So we can say that it is a loop which does not have any internal loops. You can say in another way that mesh is a loop, it is a loop which does not have which does not have which does not have any any loops internally, any loops internally. We will see some of the circuits and we will try to define what will be the loops and meshes and the difference between these two. Next, analysis in the sense that see that analysis means finding finding the voltage or current or sometimes the power, finding the voltage or current and power. So finding these parameters we call as analysis. Then we might be seen previously some of the basic laws which are Ohm's law. So we seen that Ohm's law is, we can express something like V is equal to IR form, in which if I have a resistor of resistance R, if I know current through the element, I can find the voltage, or if voltage is known, I can find the current. Like this, by using Ohm's law relationship, V is equal to IR, depends on out of these three parameters. If two parameters are given, we can find the third parameter. Then what is the limitation of this is that this is applied only for elements, only for one element, one element. Then we seen basic Kirchhoff's laws, that is Kirchhoff's voltage law and Kirchhoff's current law. So here we seen that so Ohm's law is not sufficient as because it is applicable only for one element. So we will be dealing with several branches in a circuit. So we have gone to the Kirchhoff's voltage law and current law. But this may overcome the drawback of Ohm's law, but this is limited. The Kirchhoff's laws are limited to few elements, few elements, few elements. If the network is large, if the network is very big, if the circuit is very big, is large, where more number of elements will come into picture, then analysis by using Kirchhoff laws is not be helpful. So in order to have the better analysis for the large networks, so we will go with the mesh analysis. Mesh analysis. So in mesh analysis, what are we going to do is, so let me put up these things in some steps form. Step 1 is step 1 in the mesh analysis is we will identify the meshes in a given circuit. Identify the meshes. So usually how many meshes will be there is that the number of meshes is equal to branches minus nodes plus 1. So these meshes can also be called as independent loops. Previously we stated independent loops is equal to branches minus nodes plus 1. B is the number of branches, N is the number of nodes. So we identify in a given circuit how many meshes are there. Then we identify each mesh. So next step 2 is for each mesh for each mesh for each mesh assign 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 mesh currents mesh currents. Then in the third step, once we know in a particular mesh or in a loop some current is flowing, then what we do is that apply KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law, for each mesh. Then in the final step, now solve solve all KVL equations. KVL equations. All KVL equations for mesh currents. Ultimately, what are we going to get is mesh currents. So for mesh currents, we will solve all the KVL equations. So these are the 4 steps which involves in the mesh analysis, and most of the things we already seen some extent. So let me have some generalized circuit over here. So take this circuit, a simple circuit, and let us see what can we do in this circuit and how to implement these 4 steps over here. Let us inspect them. First, what do? We try to identify the meshes. So to identify the meshes, the simple logic is that in this way, you start somewhere in the branches in this way, as like this, start here, and you move along the elements, but don't jump to the over the element, don't jump over the element. Once if there is any junction here, see, I cannot jump over through this wall where it is constructed with the 1 ohm. So what I will do is that I will take turn here and I will continue my journey like this. Again here some wall is coming, so I will take my path left side, and here again some some wall is coming, so I will take one turn. So like this you travel in the inside the loop. So this can be one mesh. So second, let us start here. So move through the 6 volts voltage source and again downward, again left side and upward like this. So this also makes one mesh. So once we identify the mesh, next what we need to do in the second step, we got the meshes. So let us name each mesh as in this way, mesh 1, mesh 2. This is mesh 1, this is mesh 2. Mesh is nothing but almost loop only, closed path. Wherever we started, we need to reach there. That is what the mesh. But we should not jump over these elements. If I'll move straight away like this, see, I am crossing this element. So we should not cross in that way. You might just assume that that might be wall, so which is preventing you to going away from that. So we should not jump over those walls. So we should just walk over this beside the walls directly. So these are what meshes. Now next step is assign mesh current for each mesh. How do we assign is that we will try to assume always in clockwise. You can assume in anti-clockwise also, no issue, but I will consider in this way. The mesh currents are assigned in clockwise. That means, what is the meaning of that statement is that we assume some current is flowing in this mesh which is in clockwise direction. That is what the I1 current, which is flowing in this path. As current flows through this path, so in this path, wherever some element will come, there you try to put some arrow in this way. That will be helpful for some purpose. In this way, you can understand this in better in this kind of analogy. Just see here that you are taking some journey. You want to travel from here to again through this path and you want to come back. Now, in the process of journey, so you try to see, you define your path first. This is my path. This is my path. This might be the road where I want to take my traveling. Now, in your journey, you started somewhere, let us say here. In your journey, you will be coming across some stops. So, each stop is equivalent to one element. This may be stop. So, let us say you want to go from, let us say, Vijayawada to some Vizag. So, you cannot take a single journey even though you take train. So, there will be some stops in between. So, each stop represent one element. This is one element. That may be voltage source, current source, resistor, whatever it may be. Okay. So, wherever some stop is there, you try to indicate some arrow that current which is flowing over here is I1. This also I1. This also I1. You no need to write I1 those many times, but just put the arrows. In which direction? In clockwise direction. See, these dotted color means my journey is taking place always in clockwise direction. Always in clockwise direction, and I am reaching back to the same where I started. So, this is one point. And see here in the next place, this might be me, and now let us say this might be you. This belongs to you. Mesh 2 is belongs to you. Mesh 1 is my mesh, let us say. Mesh 2 is your mesh. Now you start your journey from here. Then as you move, immediately one stop has come. One stop is in the sense that it is element. Once element is came, then you indicate the current in the arrow direction, clockwise direction. Then you are moving on this dotted line, and here one more stop means one more element came. I am indicating with arrow. And here one more element is there, indicating with arrow. Here also one more element is there, indicating with arrow. What does it represents? You are in mesh 2, whose your current is I2. Your current is I2. I am in mesh 1, my current is I1. I am taking my journey at this starting point. As I travel, how many stops I came across is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stops I came across. Now you started your journey. How many stops you came across is 6 volts, 5 ohms, 8 volts, 1 ohm. Again 4 stops. Now in the mesh analysis, the ultimate idea is that you are taking some journey, let us say, so Vs Kp. So in this journey, you may come across some stops. Then I will be giving some task. What is the task is that? Task is, I had given some task to you in when you are going to your home, let us say. So the task is collect, collect some parcel. What is that parcel is? Voltages. Collect voltages available at each stop. Stop in the sense that element. You are taking your journey. In that journey, I might be given one task that whenever you see some stop, stop there and ask him to give the voltage parcel. He will give you the voltage parcel. Okay. So that is the task. So once you come back to college, So you should submit all those voltages to me, that how many stops you come across, how many voltages you collected, you submit me all those voltages to me. That is the task. Okay. With this analogy, let us understand the mesh analysis in a better way. So what is the next step? Next step is apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law for each mesh. That is what? Collecting the voltages at each element. Step 3 is collecting the voltages at each element. Now let us collect the voltage at each element. So for which what I will do is that, so this green color highlighted section is my area, and this might be, let us say, some Padma Shri or somebody. So let us say this is Padma Shri, one girl area, this is you. So now in my area, let me write my equation first. So KVL for mesh 1, KVL for mesh 1 M1. So now for this 2 ohms, how much is the current? How much is the current? As long as you are in mesh 1, your current is I1. So we know that if current and resistance, can we find the voltage? So 2I1, 2I1 is the voltage across 2 ohms. Next is, I'll be moving little further. I came across one more stop. Now there, try to observe. This is, let us say, my friend is 2 ohms. Now as I move further, I came across one more stop. In that stop, a friend is there for me. At the same time, that friend is known to you. You are the Padma Shri. So now, see here, in the second case, the voltage across 1 ohm, I can write 1 ohm into my current minus your current. Minus your current. Why? Because see, my current is flowing in downwards. Your current is flowing in upward direction through the 1 ohm. So as because this is my area, so in my area definitely I have more strength. So I am dominating you. So my current is positive, your current is negative. So as because this element is common to me and to you, that is common between mesh 1 and mesh 2. Whenever a common friend is there, you should take care of the difference of the current bit flowing through that element. Right. So these two are the stops which are resistors. So we need to write the voltage as current into resistance. Clear. Next element is common friend, but this friend has readily voltage parcel. How much is that? 8. So in my journey, if I'll come across positive, I'll take positive. Regarding the resistors, you consider always positive. I'll tell you the logic behind that resistor later on. Next is plus 4 into, is the 4 ohms common for me or with somebody, or it is only with me? So I'll write 4 into I1. What I did, simply KVL for this mesh. But the extra care must be taken when a common friend is there, which is of resistor especially, between you and your friend area. So that current will be subtraction, that is I1 minus I2. So what is this? This is equal to 0. So one more just, or let me leave this equation as of now here. Now tell me Kirchhoff voltage law for the somebody's area, your area. Now my area work is completed. Now task is assigned to you. Now you tell me what is your area, what is your journey, what voltages you need to collect and give me completely. So as you start your journey, how much is the voltage coming across immediately?
6 volts.
6 volts. Very good. Next, as you move ahead, one more stop came.
5 into I2.
5 into your area means your current is I2. So this belongs to you only, your friend, solo your friend. Nobody is common with this element. So only your current I2. So move ahead further.
Plus 8 volts.
Minus
Minus
8.
8 volts. Yes.
Next, further move ahead.
1 into
1
I2
into,
I2
I2
now
minus I1.
see, now task is assigned to you. Task is assigned to you. So now you are dominating. This is your area. So your current minus your friend current. That is what?
I2 minus I1
I2 minus I1 is equal to 0.
0.
How many stops was there for me and for you? For me, 4 stops. So
4.
whether 4 terms has come or not? 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. For you, 1, 2, 3, 4. You cross verify this. So this is what basically almost mesh analysis. What extra work we need to do in the mesh analysis is that we need to group all I1 and I2 together. See, 2I1 plus 1, 3I1 plus 4, 7I1. Next, how many I2s are there? Minus only one I2 is equal to minus 8. This is, let us say, equation number 1. So from the mesh to KVL equation, so we will have how many I1? Only one I1, which is minus I1. How many I2? 5 and 1.
6 I2
6
Sorry.
I2. Next, how much is constant values?
minus
What?
2. Minus 2, sir.
Once it goes to right side, that become
minus
plus, right?
2.
2. This is equation number 2. Equation number 2. Now, so if you know some like calci operation, one can solve these linear equations in the calci. Now, what we need to do is that solve equation number 1 and 2 for I1 and I2. I1 and I2. So, if you don't know solving using calci as of now, just only for sake of this time, you multiply equation number 2 by 7 and add that resultant with the equation number 1. You will get I2. So, then substitute that I2 in equation number 1, you will get I1. Like that also you can solve, but I won't recommend to solve like that. Use calculator to solve these two equations. Now, you can find how much is I1, how much is I2. This is what the mesh analysis. So in mesh analysis, what are we doing is that simply we are identifying the meshes, we are assigning the currents in clockwise. Now we are writing the KVL for each mesh and we are simplifying little bit and we are solving that. That's all, nothing. So this is what the mesh analysis. So now